So recently I found out that the turtle's shell, all turtles' shells, have some interesting, potentially meaning to them about maybe how months could be in the in the year, right? And there's and I did some looking and I went online and I saw a bunch of turtle shells and all of them have the same number, these 13 sections with I believe it's 28 sections around the outer rim. And of course, the conspiracy theorist in me is like, "Oh shit, they're hiding something else from us here." So, let's find out what that is. I've scanned a few articles and this one looks pretty good. I have not read it yet, but let's see. If we don't get our answers met here, I'm going to find another article. But this is the lunar calendar explained, and I'll put the link in the description. For millennia, indigenous people have used the moon to plan for life on the land. For example, oh, I'm not even going to try that name. Oh my gosh, Arishinabeg. I guess it's not that bad. That's probably not how you say it, but Pemachi Aki track the movement of the moon to determine when to plant wild rice, hunt animals, and harvest medicines. The schedule, mapped out on a turtle's shell, is known as the lunar calendar. The stars are used for directions. The moon tells you what month you're in. The sun is used to tell time. Okay, so that's cool. The stars are used for direction. The moon tells you what month you're in. The sun is used to tell time. That's very cool. Why don't the solar calendar and the lunar calendar match up? The solar calendar is based on the sun's movement. The lunar calendar is based on the movement of the moon. We ask that person, Guardian Melba Green of Blood Vein River First Nation to explain. The lunar calendar makes sense to people who are one with the land, says Melba. The moon goes around the earth in about 28 days. So in 1 year, the moon goes around 13 times. This gives us 13 lunar months with 28 days. That is so wild. Why is the lunar calendar on the turtle shell? The turtle shell is a visual match for the days and moons of a lunar year. If you look at a turtle shell, you will see an outer ring of small scales. These represent the 28 days in a lunar month. You will also see larger scales inside the center of the shell. These large scales represent the 13 moons that occur each lunar year. This is wild. So wild. The lunar year has 364 days. The solar calendar has 365. What are the moon names for each month? Each moon has a name that reflects a natural event that happens on the land during that month. Let's go back up here and let me comment on this though. Let me share my thoughts on this. When this person said, did you see when they said people in harmony live by the moon? Do you remember when they said that? Let's see if I can find it here. These large scales represent the 15. Okay, no, it was up here. They said if you live in harmony with the moon, you're far better off. The lunar calendar makes sense to people who are one with the land. Well, I want to be one with the land. I don't want to live off a solar calendar. And plus, a lot of what they have told us over the decades and or centuries could be complete BS, right? Falsus unus, falsus optimus. As soon as their little house of cards starts crumbling in one area, you know it's just a matter of time. And you're like, oh, what else are you lying to us about? Let's continue. Why is the lunar calendar on the turtle shell? So it's a visual match. These large scales represent the 13 moons that occur until we were down here where what are the moon names for each month? The name of moon differs from First Nation to First Nation. It's because we have different dialects and we name the moons after different things, says Melba. For example, that person, oh my gosh, in Blood Vein River First Nation, but Little Grand Rapids First Nation calls it Benakwi. Okay. Melba's memories and stories. We asked Melba to tell us more about the lunar calendar and share some memories and stories of life on the land. Do you or your family members use the lunar calendar? I use both. My granddaughter followed the lunar calendar. It was knowledge that was passed down to her when she was a little girl. That's so cool. She never liked 12-month calendars in the house. She'd rip them. I want to rip mine off the wall. You know, those mofos, whatever they're giving me, I don't want it. We don't need that. She used to say, probably don't. We know in the West, many people live out of harmony to greater or lesser degrees. And that's not cool, right? I'm about halfway through the documentary on grounding, right, by that gentleman. I forget his name. I want to say Clint someone. He has a whole line of grounding accessories, and I think I even bought one of his mats, either from him or another place. But this notion that we're not grounded with the earth, so we can't give back the, what is it, negative ions that go, the earth can't, like, and we get, you know, it causes inflammation. It causes, I think it could affect all aspects of our body. What happens on the land during some of the moons? Budding moon, everything is all new and growing with new beginnings. We go walking around on the land to show the young ones which plants are budding. Leaves for pussy willows begin to bud. Everything comes out of its shell. We start picking medicines and the forest, or in the forest, and firewood. Birch bark wood is picked for beating and woodworking. We also begin commercial fishing and give fish that we harvest to elders in our community. Show respect to the forest and it will respect you. Before picking medicines or any plants, put tobacco down and say a prayer, and then you can begin walking in that area. That's interesting. So then they go through the different types of moons: blueberry moon, falling leaves moon, freezing moon. Cool. So that is a cool thing. And you know what? I would much rather trust a tortoise shell than the people who are running our world now. I got to say that. I just found out today they're putting, what are they putting? Brightening clouds. It's a form of stopping the sun's rays from coming to the earth, which is complete and total bullshit. Like, I can't even wrap my mind around why anyone would do something so dumb. But here they are going completely off the rails. And I thank them all the time because people are waking up. So let me know if you like this video. Leave me a thumbs up. Subscribe. I'd love to have you as a subscriber here on my social media at GMarkPhillips. And until the next one, where we uncover potentially more truths that have been hidden from us and wake up and learn and share knowledge and information, I wish you all the best health, wealth, and success. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.